So Lex Fridman did a podcast with Trump recently, and there were some very interesting questions that were asked towards Trump. Unlike the other podcasts where it's like, oh, why is the border a problem? What's your reaction to Kamala Harris flip-flopping? You know, those things are a snooze fest if you always listen to Trump speak because we know what he's going to say. And the first question that may get your attention is, why did Trump have to beef with Joe Rogan? And I might sound like a hypocrite. I didn't really need to make a whole video on Rogan ending his career after he endorsed RFK, fair enough. I just thought at the time, if you don't support Trump and you throw your vote away, you're letting Kamala Harris win because there are more Democrats than Republicans in the country, no doubt about that. So fine, I take responsibility for that because at this stage in the game, we need as much support as possible, particularly from the moderates, and that's why I believe Trump is making more moderate stances lately. For example, when he roasted DeSantis for having a 6-week abortion ban in Florida, he said that was far too early. Obviously, that upset a lot of Republicans, but I know there's a strategy behind that. But let's hear what he has to say.
Let me ask you about my good friend Joe Rogan. So you had a bit of tension with him. So when he said nice things about RFK Jr., I think you've said some not so nice things about Joe, and I think that was a bit unfair. And as a fan of Joe, I would love to see you do his podcast because he is legit the greatest conversationalist in the world. So yeah. What's the story behind the tension?
I don't think there was any tension. And I've always liked him, but I don't know him. I mean, I only see him when I walk into the arena with Dana and I shake his hand. I see him there and I think he's good at what he does, but I don't know about doing his podcast. I mean, I guess I'd do it, but I haven't been asked and I'm not asking them, you know. I'm not asking anybody.
It sounds like a challenging negotiation situation.
No, it's not. It's not really a negotiation. And he's sort of a liberal guy, I guess, you know, from what I understand. But he likes Kennedy. This was before I found this out before Kennedy came in with us. He's going to be great. Bobby's going to be great. But I like that he likes Kennedy. I do too. You know, he's a different kind of a guy, but he's got some great things going. And I think he's going to be beyond politics. I think he could be quite influential in taking care of some situations that you probably would agree should be taken care of.
Okay, let's be honest. He didn't really answer the question, but why can't we settle this? If it is actually true that Trump never asked Rogan to do an interview, then suck it up and ask. That'd be one of the biggest podcasts ever. But I've heard from sources that Rogan declined Trump on multiple occasions to do a podcast because he doesn't want to promote him or whatever he said. But if we can get Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. on our side, I think we can get Rogan. So hash it out, you two, for the good of our country.